is. And speaking of Dante, like one of the questions too, like I get a lot involves physics, which has always been a big part of the Devil May Cry combat. And of course, like in DMC4, you had this thing that like a lot of the fans called inertia manipulation, like from the air and what have you. Like, what has sort of remained the same for Devil May Cry 5? What has changed, and what were the reasons for the decisions behind that?
I mean, for each of the stuff that you're talking about is stuff that the really hardcore guys have picked up on, right? And I remember getting tweets from like our buddy, this guy that calls himself Kill Redgrave on Twitter, really nice French guy who has been with us, ever since. He's been tweeting to me ever since we announced the game. Fantastic guy. One of the guys that is really representative of the hardcore community. Those guys that really go deep in there, and they noticed that, yeah, look, okay, there are these certain moves where that inertia has changed. So what's going on with that? And that's really a conscious decision by all the game designers, including Itano-san, that they, every time we make one of these games, they kind of revisit all the moves. And, there are new moves that we add. There are moves that we were like, okay, we have to keep this move in there because this is part of what makes Nero or Dante. But let's adjust those moves so that in some cases, maybe they're going to feel almost exactly the same. In some cases, this kind of meta is going to change, right? And that's by design, because maybe in some cases it was something that it happened because it was unintended. Maybe it was this kind of bug that became an amazing gameplay that added depth to the gameplay. I mean, that's how DMC1 started out, right? DMC1 actually started out with Kamiya-san and those guys, where there was a bug where they launched a character up in the air, and then when they started attacking the character, it kind of juggled them, and that's when they noticed, oh, there's something to these air combos, right? That kind of started from a bug, and now the game and the hardcore players, kind of found even more depth from the bugs. But some of the stuff, like I said, is intentional. We've intentionally changed it. In some cases, to kind of give people more options as well. So yesterday we were doing a Capcom live stream where Yuri kind of showed off something that he had discussed with some of the game designers. But the idea that when you pull off certain moves that originally had inertia, now you don't keep that inertia. But when you do that enemy step, now you can control what direction you're going to step in. And again, kind of with the idea that, well, we want to try to give people more options for that fight.
And as far as just staying on the gameplay part of it, like, are we going to get like a turbo mode or a boss rush?
I don't want to spoil anything for anyone that hasn't beat the game yet, but there is no turbo mode that we've officially confirmed at this point. There's no turbo mode this time around, but there is some pretty cool content in the game. So I think, I don't want to spoil anything, but Itano-san's an old school gamer, and he kind of understands, and he expects certain things out of games. Like, you expect that this kind of game is going to have so much content, and you're going to expect so much after you beat the game and whatnot. And he's got some surprises up his sleeve, too, that he's really excited for people to find out about once they beat the game.
And as far as Bloody Palace, I think that's going to be an April DLC. Is it going to be random, or will it have set floors? And is it going to have co-op?
Well, it's going to. So, like you said, it's a free update. It's going to go out in April. Otherwise, we have not discussed it at all. I'm pretty sure Alicia would get mad at me if I revealed too much about it. But yeah, it's going to be. It's something that we've been building. We've been building Bloody Palace for a while, but basically, kind of with the deadlines that we had, we weren't able to completely finish it in time. So it's not available to play right off the bat. We still have some bugs. Even now, we still have some bugs that we're working right until the last possible second to squish them, so that it's the kind of highest quality experience it can be. So yeah, we'll have that finished to a state that we're happy with in April. Otherwise, please be excited.
Yeah, because you mentioned bugs. Like, was that something you were also working on for the main release, like right towards the last moment? Or?
For the main game, we're gonna have a day one patch, and otherwise, for the main game stuff, you'll see when the patches come out that there will be a couple bugs that we've squished for the most part. But like for the PC release, The way Steam works is you can play with that ROM until the last possible minute before it goes live. So even we had programmers. I'm not kidding. We had programmers that worked the whole weekend last weekend because they were so passionate about wanting the experience to be good for people that they worked in all these optimizations over the last minute here.
And it's a good thing you mentioned PC too, because that's one of the common questions I see, like whether it be on the Reddit boards or online, is because a lot of PC players sometimes think that they're like treated like like secondary with the console releases for games such as this. But it looks like you're putting like a lot of good emphasis on the PC release as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, Capcom, this is a big credit to a lot of the people at Capcom. Like, for instance, there's a guy named William Bacon who gets on Resetter a lot. That guy has been a proponent of PC at Capcom for years, ever since he's been here. And, he's constantly been, like, going directly to the fans and going, look, let me know what you think about Capcom PC releases. And it's partly thanks to him we've been able to put the same priority on PC as console. That's something that Capcom, I think, has worked on for a long time. But hopefully we're at a point where we can say that we definitely put the same amount of effort into it. We definitely do our best to make sure that the games come out on PC day and date with console. With any luck, we can keep improving on that so that eventually people go, look, the gold standard for PC versions of these games is what Capcom does. So we'll see. Hopefully we can keep moving towards that.